In the largest single-day act of clemency in modern history, U.S. President Joe Biden is commuting the sentences of 1,500 people and pardoning 39 Americans convicted of non-violent crimes. The commutations announced are for those who have served out home confinement sentences for at least a year after they were released. Prisons were uniquely bad for spreading the virus, and some inmates were released in part to stop the spread. At one point, 1 in 5 prisoners had COVID-19. Donald Trump has promised to end birthright citizenship as soon as he gets into office to make good on campaign promises aimed at restricting immigration and redefining what it means to be American. Birthright citizenship means anyone born in the U.S. automatically becomes an American citizen. It's been in place for decades and applies to children born to someone in the country illegally, and also those who are on a tourist visa or a student visa in U.S. So any efforts to halt the policy is likely to face steep legal hurdles. Now, what does this mean and how significant this is? My colleague Parmeshwar Bawa breaks this down for you.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has recently reiterated his intention to end birthright citizenship, which is a right enshrined in the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. So, if enacted, this move could have far-reaching implications for millions of Americans, especially immigrants, including those from India.
The concept of birthright citizenship was established under the 14th Amendment of the US Constitution, which was ratified in 1868 after the Civil War. It states that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside.
In terms of a basic explanation, this means any person born on US soil, regardless of their parents' immigration status, automatically becomes a US citizen. It was designed to grant citizenship to formerly enslaved people and their descendants, but has since been applied to everyone born in the country.
Donald Trump has long opposed birthright citizenship. During his first term and especially his second term campaign, he has called the practice a magnet for illegal immigration, claiming that it encourages people to enter the US illegally with the hope of giving birth to a child who would automatically receive citizenship. So in terms of plans for change, Trump has proposed issuing an executive order to end birthright citizenship. He has previously argued that the 14th Amendment does not automatically apply to children born to non-citizen parents, including undocumented immigrants. But if the executive order doesn't succeed, Trump has suggested that a constitutional amendment could be pursued, though this would require approval from Congress. In terms of the impact on immigrant families, for children born in the US to undocumented immigrants or non-citizens, parents may lose automatic citizenship. This could create a scenario where children born on US soil are not considered US citizens, unlike the current law. And if we talk about Indian Americans in the US, Trump's plan could particularly affect children of Indian immigrants who are on work visas like H-1B or green cards. These children currently enjoy US citizenship if born in the country, but they might lose that status if birthright citizenship is abolished. There are also legal and social challenges. Legal challenges are almost certain, as many believe that the 14th Amendment clearly provides for birthright citizenship. Any move to overturn this law would likely trigger a constitutional debate and potentially a Supreme Court case. In terms of the impact on children, about 7% of the US child population includes children of illegal immigrants, according to the Migration Policy Institute. If these children are no longer citizens, they could face difficulties in accessing federal programs, healthcare, and education.
Then there's also the birth tourism debate. Birth tourism refers to the practice of non-citizens traveling to the US to give birth so that their child automatically becomes a US citizen. Trump has criticized this as an abuse of the system, often highlighting cases where pregnant women come to the US specifically for this purpose. Trump has previously also proposed restricting visas for pregnant women from countries deemed to be engaging in birth tourism, claiming that it burdens the US immigration system.
If birthright citizenship is abolished, undocumented immigrants might face even greater challenges, as their children would no longer be granted US citizenship. This could lead to a decline in immigration from countries where birth tourism is common, though the long-term effects remain unclear. Immigrants in the US on work visas or green cards might also be impacted, as their children may no longer automatically be granted citizenship upon birth. This could make the immigration process more complicated for families planning to raise children in the United States.
Trump's plan to end birthright citizenship is likely to continue to evolve, with potential executive orders, legislative proposals, or a constitutional amendment. The challenge will be to navigate legal hurdles and political opposition, of course. Trump's position on ending birthright citizenship has sparked a significant national debate about the interpretation of the 14th Amendment and also the future of US immigration policy. But for millions of children born in the US to immigrant families, this change could have lasting consequences. Whether through executive action or constitutional amendment, the outcome of this battle will shape the future of US citizenship law for generations. Parmeshwar, Bawa for NDTV.